Right, okay, so another live stream and another Nova Aetas Renaissance video. And this time it's the expansions. I've got 3 expansions to go through on this unboxing and just have a little chat about. So we've got the Mediceo, we've got the Draco and the Hyperion. So we'll start with small and then we'll go to the larger ones afterwards. So this is obviously based on The Mandalorian and the Child, and I've changed my mind. I was originally going to just play through Renaissance just with the standard basic stuff, but I'm actually going to change my mind. I'm going to go full blown with everything involved inside of the thing. Now, unfortunately, these boxes aren't ideal. I much prefer actual boxes like the other 2 expansions. But to talk about what's in this expansion. So we get the Nova's Renaissance player sheet and skills. This, as you'd expect, this one is custodian or guardian of the child. They don't call it the child. They call it... custodian. Here we go. It'll be on here. I can't remember. The youngling. I think it's the youngling or something like that. Of what's going on, and you've got a few different things that you can use on there. Hunter, obviously, as you imagine, the hunter is kind of like your basic dude, and then you've got you're leveled up. So if you don't know the game, effectively once you increase your skills and you complete your kind of destiny cards, you can level up and specialize into one of these 3 traits, which is based on one of these 2. So you've got all of your skill trees and everything else there to play Nova Aetas Renaissance with Mediceo. We've got here some information about Mediceo. Oops. There we go. And we've got inspiration card here. The little one. That's what they call it. The little one. So you've got it's sleeping or inspired. So there's a mechanic going on there, which sounds pretty cool. Then you've got gadgets and of course your destiny cards, and that's the information about the destiny cards, which I won't spoil. But of course, this is Black Rose Wars compatible. So here is the mage sheet, which is really cool, which can go into Black Rose Wars. This is the companion. So if you don't want to play as a full-blown character, you can just use one of these. I've not used the companions yet. Might be worth it. These are the personal spells for Black Rose Wars. And then we have the cards. So these are the destiny cards that we talked about. This is how you level up. So you go through those. They're kind of like objectives that you have to complete in your missions. You've got the sniper rifle, which has got 2 to 6 range, which is pretty nice. 3 actions, which is standard, no additionals. It's got pierce, which is good. Reload 2, which so it's going to take 2 activation points to reload it. Then you got your inspired with sleeping, and then inspired. You got the armor. This is all base armor, okay? So this is resistance 1, which is always useful. Then you can level up to Da Vinci's armor, nice, which is resistance 2. The cape, right, which makes it harder to spot you. The helmet, which gives you a shielded token, or you can go down the blue route. I can't remember what this was. Don't know. Which allows to climb once. This is like the jetpacks. The Dark Saber, Sword of the Force. Lethal. Or reaction 2 before the following attack. Okay, cool. That's cool. Training Ball. Spring Mechanism. Mechanical Bayonet. Steam Machine. Really? Okay. Light Metals. This is like amazing. And then Arm Dragon, which is the flamethrower. So Really cool. I love the fact that it's you basically got the Mandalorian, which you can play in the game through the whole campaign. Shield token, everything you need for it. Reload, and of course the activation token. Mini itself. There's the rifle. Of course, sculpted bases as always on these. And there's the little one, as they call it. Very cool. Nice little addition. I know it's a very popular expansion. Because of the popularity of the TV show, of course. So it's impressive that they managed to get that as an IP. Okay, so that's the Medicio expansion. Now I'll move on to the Draco. Now the Draco was reduced in price the more as like stretch goals. So this was actually like a no-brainer because it wasn't that much more expensive to get this awesome expansion in the Kickstarter, rewarding those who are backing the game. So we've got the rulebook, which talks about, as always, the components, how to use the expansion. So this is a hunt mission. So you put this in your event deck, and then you have a go at that, or you can literally just go for it. These are large models, so there's some special rules for that. And the 2 missions that link to this. Again, I'm not going to read through and spoil those. But then, of course, we've got the expansion being compatible with Black Rose Wars yet again. So I've actually taken out the mission packs, and we've got D1, 2, and 3 here. So these are the missions. We've got a few cards. This is the event card which goes in your event deck, so you get it. And this is for Black Rose Wars, which is a spell. I presume that's the Forgotten spell. It's pretty cool. Moving on to more. So this is the evocation for Black Rose Wars. These are the rewards for the missions, 4 missions. These are the hunt deck for the dragon. So for Draco. So that's when you go on the hunt mission. Again, I haven't done a hunt mission, so I'm not really, I'd have to read up about that. And that's the achievement if you do that. You also get more stronger health tokens. So we've got 5 health here. We've got his activation and whatever that is. Something to do with the mission, I'm sure. Then you get a load of these tokens. So there's some kind of, I don't know, it looks like some kind of placing these around the board and then interacting with them to find out who this person is, maybe something along those lines. And then you get a load of more tokens, like loot or whatever it might be. And then the actual dragon itself. Huge miniature. Again, really nice detail. You got some joint lines here, but really nice detail on this dragon, and different again. I love the fact that I've got effectively 3 different dragons from different games, but this, for example, this could be used in Elder Scrolls quite easily, or even in Lord of the Rings, even though it's arms. It's the classic dragon, this one. So wings aren't arms, even though they've been modelled as arms. So it's a bit weird, but yeah, it's cool. Fantastic model. Okay, and that's the Draco expansion. As I said, it was a no-brainer with the discount that we got from it. Right, moving on. And a box, an actual box. It makes life a lot easier to store. Is Hyperion, which was I guess the biggest Black Rose Wars expansion. Crosslink. So with Hyperion components, of course. How to use the expansion. So this is a hunt mission. Again. But there's new injuries and bounties, large models, and again, I'm not going to spoil the plot book, but in the back of this, you've got Hyperion Black Rose Wars, and how to play them in Black Rose Wars. And they got Myrmidons and the Hyperion, of course. You get some Black Rose Wars tiles. You get 3 of those, which look like mages or something like that. You get your 2 hunt missions. Get the Black Rose mage card. It's just ridiculous, considering it's this entire thing, which I'll talk about in a second. And how to set up in a game. Coming with the cards, we've got the event card, which is the hunt mission. You've got the Myrmidons, and then you've got the Black Rose Wars. So this will be the Forgotten spell, and these will be, maybe, that looks like the personal spells, and this is Forgotten spell. Next, you got Myrmidons as evocations. You got Hyperion as evocations, so that's Black Rose Wars. You've got your rewards from the hunt mission. You've got different injury cards. You've got a drafting card. You've got the hunt cards, of course. You also get, which I've punched out and assembled, you've got these fire tokens. You've got more health and activation tokens. And moving on, we've got the actual main miniature first, the Hyperion, which is awesome with all these hands going around the body. 2 massive on flame. Everything's on flame really, but the feathers, fantastic quality in terms of texture and detail. Absolute craziness. I mean, if we look at this is the artwork. So it's going to be a lot of fire, a lot of flame, and a lot of metal. So this could be quite a hard one to paint. But it'll be interesting. And then you've got the Myrmidons, which are really cool in their own right. Again, really good texture quality and sculpted base as always. It's quite small, a lot smaller than you're expecting, but they're going to be cool little evocations as well if you want to use them as that in the game as well. So that's Hyperion. And that is the unboxing and talk about of the 3 expansions that I went for. Hyperion, Draco, and Medicchio. I'm going to be putting all of this stuff into my campaign now because I've only played through 2 effective missions. So I'm still at very early days, so it makes sense to chuck everything in. I'm definitely going to be using this character, and I might switch up a couple of others as well. I'll make a decision, and then just level them up to where the rest of the party are, just to make sure it's all balanced. Definitely going to get the Draco and the Hyperion in as the hunt and the mission deck, as well as Medicchio's as well. He's also got his little destinies as well. But there's loads of stretch goals, so making all the towns unique. So there's a deck of cards which talk about the different towns and villages, what they give you bonuses or negative effects for different locations in the rest phase. There's a load of other things which I'm going to start to put into the campaign, including runes and all other stuff. There's a few different things like zodiac signs, which are like one-off abilities, and and make sure I've got all the hunts in there and everything else. Okay, so that was unboxing some of the expansions from Nova Aetas Renaissance by Lucas Magnus Studios. Again, as I say, I've only played 2 missions in, but loving this game. Really enjoying it. And what I might do is put in the extra bits and then talk about what I've done, and then do a live playthrough of the next mission that I've got in, because I'm staying in the same place, so I'm not traveling, so there's no travel phase with the events and all that stuff in this next one, but I can certainly talk about that as we go through. So that was a little short video, but I hope if you have Nova Aetas Renaissance, please do comment. Are you enjoying it? What combos and characters are you playing with? How are you doing it? Are you doing it with companions? Are you doing it solo? Are you doing it multiplayer? And how much stuff have you integrated into your campaigns? So until next time, keep gaming.